What?
God.
Oh, come on, Quagmire.
Joe, I said Dibbs.
No, you're right. You said Dibbs.
First Dibbs question of the day, sponsored by Trantolo and Trantolo. Since 1938, people, when you get injured, they are the people to call. They've been getting millions and millions of dollars for their clients. Just dial all nines after you dial 844-999-9999. They've been doing this, people, like I said, for 85-plus years. Are the Chiefs in trouble?
I said yes, I scratched it out. I said no, I scratched it out. I said yes, I scratched it out. I'm going to lean on no. I think the hyperextension for Travis Kelce is going to be out of sight, out of mind by Thursday next week. And I think Kelce is going to be ready to rock and probably catch around 100 balls this year. Offense is going to be back to normal. Chris Jones will get paid. I don't know if it's going to be exactly what they want.
You give an extra million or two per year, whatever.
I think, like you said, if he's
You
chasing
pay
around
him,
golf last night, they may have won that football game. There's just so many woulda, coulda, shouldas from last night's Kansas City Chiefs game that I'm not going to sell them out just yet.
No.
Not at all. But if Travis Kelce continues to have a nagging knee injury and continues to be in and out of the lineup, that's going to be a problem. That's going to be a problem. But injuries happen, man. That's the game. You got to deal. And the teams that can deal with the adversity of losing a player, the teams that are going to be there in the end.
So not this Sunday. Next Sunday, they're at Jacksonville. Then they play the Bears, Jets, Minnesota, Denver. I mean, they should be smoking some of these teams.
All winnable games.
All winnable games. And as good as they are, you just worry about health. And honestly, it's not the worst thing in the world. It looked like the Lions had a really good offensive line, did a nice job protecting Goff. You need him back. How about Hutchinson? Aiden Hutchinson? That was a war with that right tackle.
The right tackle was cheating.
We know he was cheating. I didn't even bring that up. But what I wanted to say about that whole thing was, like they said during the broadcast, Mike and Chris, that's up to the Lions coaching staff to call the officials out on that. And say, hey, listen, that guy's not lining up where he's supposed to be. But what I'm saying is, those 60, 70 car wrecks last night for Hutchinson, man, I know he's a beast. That's got to wear you out. I bet he's tired today.
I kind of tip my cap to Juwan Taylor for the setup and the quick jump. So if you didn't watch the game, the right tackle of the Kansas City Chiefs is basically lined up like a slot receiver.
Yep.
Right next to the guard.
He's not actually on the line, but he is.
Has to be 2 yards behind where the ball is being spotted. Also, he is – I don't know the term that you would use as far as, like, quick starting the count. Like, he is basically getting a split second ahead of the snap.
He's getting like a quick jump.
He knows the cadence so well from Patrick Mahomes. He knows the call. He knows exactly when we're going to go on hut, on two, on whatever. And he's going just a little bit ahead of that. The only time they called him was probably the worst time for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Right at the end of the game.
Right at the end of the game that cost him an extra 5 yards. But, for him to get away with it all night, it ain't going to happen next week. But when you're going up against Aiden Hutchinson, more power to you, Juwan. I probably would have done the same thing, man. Let's start a step back so I'm already in that position.
I just think it's so beautiful watching that kid, and it puts so much pressure on the offensive line. They've got to double team, triple team him all night. Other guys get shots at the quarterback and flushed Mahomes out a lot. I thought they did a nice job. I mean, he is not easy. He's so good at what he does. He can throw from any angle, anywhere where he's running. You don't know when he's going to throw the ball. I like the one where he had the wide receiver going down, and he's running towards him, and he just, lobs it over the defender, like a little alley-oop pass, and that guy gets 20 yards. I mean, that's what makes him so difficult and makes him better than most quarterbacks in the NFL.
He's got a very high IQ of the game as well. He knows when to slide, especially when it's not a first down situation.
Did get hit by that big lineman, though, that one time he kind of stood up and didn't slide. Did you see that guy kind of give him – I thought there was going to be a roughing penalty.
I think the same thing all the time with Josh Allen. Like, these guys try to be Superman and extend plays. And there was a time where it wasn't Hutchinson, some other lineman had him by the ankles, and he wasn't going down. And he was just stayed up, and then finally got the ball off. And that is tee-off central for any defensive end that could come free.
You watched Cam Newton for many
Oh,
years,
yeah.
man,
Oh, yeah.
and he being 6'4",
He'd
would
probably
die.
still be in the league if he played a little different.
He would dive for an extra yard or two and get his head smashed all the time.
Yeah, just going forward on a first down, you already got 15 yards, man. Just slide, get to the next play.
Don't let him hit you.
Let's move on. Going out of bounds, it's a lot smarter, especially if you're doing it in the first week. Even if it is like that situation last night, I know Patrick Mahomes is trying to win the football game, but even if you lose like you ended up losing, I'd rather have you lose the game and you be able to play week 2 through 18
more.
Instead of you being out just because we got that first down.
Right.
It ain't worth it. But it's hard to calm those guys down, man. And
well, no, they're competitors. When you're competing, there's no saying turn it off, turn it on, and things like that. But you always have to be cognizant of how valuable you are to the franchise. He is the franchise. If Mahomes goes down, you're not winning.
For sure. For sure. I was thinking that last night as well, just watching him trying to do things with all these different receivers. I feel bad for him. I really do. Like, when you look at that one interception, you just look at his line, 21 for 39, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception.
16 drops.
The interception was handed to the defense, and 16 drops, let's see, 16, that would really, let's say all those balls get caught, that's 37 for 39. Probably a 400 to 500-yard game, 4 touchdowns, no picks. Game over. Thanks for coming, Detroit. But the receivers gave him no favors. Not only just like drops, those were basically aerial handoffs. I mean, and those were routine. He needs somebody to make him look good at times. Right. Like when he is going to be throwing from his back legs with people hanging on him or throwing that sidearm stuff, you need a receiver to make a play. And you would think most NFL
could make the play.
Pro
it
receivers
make the
play. Like, say what you want about Kadarius Toney being, drafted really high. You're an NFL receiver. There is no excuse for that drop last night. That one. I mean, some of the other ones, okay. But that one, the one that you gave to Detroit, no excuse.
I don't know if you saw Freddie Freeman get a double last night the hard way. The ball boy in the Marlins game caught the ball, threw it into the stands. Live ball, caught it right by the foul line, ran over, threw it into the stands. He gets a book rule double, but he probably would have been thrown out at second by the right fielder had that kid not grabbed it.
Did he scrub his social media like Kadarius Toney?
He did not, because he actually he caught the ball.
Well done, Dibbs.
Thank you.
Well done.
There's no dropsies. He caught the ball.
No dropsies there. Hey, he ain't the first either.
And by the way, the guy who replaced Julio Urias last night, 6 2/3 perfect innings.
Guess you don't need him.
No. All right, when we come back, it's our favorite segment of the week where we try to make you some money. Who ya got?
That time already?
That's right. We're at the Mohegan Sun.